Hi, good evening. Welcome to the Jon Gaunt podcast. Well, Starmer's obviously going to come out of his bunker because he's now demanding that you, me, not my mum, she's dead, but my wife, my daughters, everyone has got to have a digital ID card. He says it'll stop illegal immigration. Cobblers, that's what I should say. That's more polite. What do you want to say about this? I want your views. A top aide has quit. Number 10 Downing Street is in absolute turmoil. My first question to you tonight is, would you carry an ID card or would you be part of the mass protest? Already got a reaction to that. Elric plays games high. No intention of accepting the digital tracker. Thank you very much indeed. Stay there. There is loads to talk about. Put your comments at the bottom of the screen and I shall read them and add them into the debate as we move on. But let's start here. Oh, by the way, I'm Jon Gaunt, just in case you didn't know. Good morning, good evening, Britain. Let me ask you a question. Who's actually running this country? Who is running the United Kingdom? Who is running Great Britain? Who's going to put the great back into Britain? Because what I've got for you tonight, the biggest political storm yet for the idiot that is Starmer. Starmer's got his back against the wall. Stop sniggering at the back. And he thinks the way to get through this crisis, as another top aide resigns, she was director of communications, he thinks the way to get through it is to introduce compulsory, remember that word, compulsory digital ID cards for every single Brit. And you know what? He's even come up with a name for it. It's called the Brit card. I would call it something else, beginning with S and ending in T, with only 4 letters in it. So we're all going to get a shit card, right? Listen to me. He's doing this whilst the borders are in total chaos. Today, another couple got sent back, but thousands, hundreds are still coming in. A top aide in Downing Street, I wrote a name down here just to must remember it, Steph Driver, she has quit. She was the head of communication. If she was still in place, I guess she'd tell him, not a good time to launch digital ID cards. Now, I used to be in favour of digital ID cards or any kind of ID cards. I used to use the line, if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to worry about. But after the previous government, the Conservatives, and now Labour, I'm not trusting them with any of my data. The people who would lock you down, no way, Jose. So I'm not going to have one. What about you? I'm saying that Labour is now definitely falling apart. You got Andy Burnham. I've got to ask the question. If Andy Burnham is the answer, what the hell is the question? They're making out as if he's some great charismatic leader that's going to lead Labour to the promised land. He's gearing up. He's basically slagging off Starmer without actually doing it, if you know what I mean. But he won't be any better, will he? Labour is finished. Are you with me or against me? So Burnham circling like a shark. And Starmer, well, until later this afternoon, he was nowhere to be seen. He's still not done a press conference. Like a Max Boyce concert, he's got a load of leaks, and he's leaked the idea that tomorrow he's going to talk about compulsory ID cards, the shit card for everybody in the country, and also he's going to give us another lecture about the flag and about how we've all got to reclaim it. I was having a chat this morning with a guy in a cafe. He runs a building firm, and he says, I don't need to reclaim it. I love my flag already. He said, I love it. What have I got to reclaim? It's only middle-class tosspots like Starmer, the very people who gave the flag away. Do you remember that woman? You do, the Labour MP. She's now a dame. There's nothing like a dame. She turned her snooty nose up when people had the flag of St. George. These are the people, the Labour lefties, who have caused the problem. There is no real problem with ordinary people and our flags, but he's now upstaged himself because he's now said everybody is going to have an ID card. I believe, and you can disagree with me if you wish, I believe this will be his poll tax moment. It was the poll tax that in the end did for Margaret Thatcher. I've got a feeling the ID card will do it for Starmer. Let's think about why he's doing it. It's to stop illegal immigration and the boats. Well, isn't there an easier way of doing it? Or rip up the ECHR, I've said it a million times, army on the beach, navy in the channel. Anybody who gets out of a dinghy with their flip-flops, they get shook straight back in and taken back to France. If they haven't got any identity and they're playing that little game, fair enough. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take you to Estonia or Ascension Island and we'll process you there. We'll get everybody out of the hotels, Keir Starmer. We put them in old army barracks with tents if necessary. We take away the soap and therefore we provide a deterrent. I'm not against necessarily cruise ships in the channel. Put them on there. They can stay there till they're processed. Being humane all the time, but ripping up the ECHR, having our own Bill of Rights and our own human rights. We are pathetic. This weekend, they reckon maybe 1,500 to 2,000 might come because the weather is getting better every day. So, in essence, I believe that you and me are going to have to pay for Keir Starmer and indeed Rishi and all the other idiots for their mistakes. We're paying for their failure to control our borders, which of course is the first duty of any government or prime minister. But their failure, we're going to pay for it by losing our liberty. Because once it's a digital ID card, they'll have us every which way. Before you know it, they'll be telling us we're spending our money on the wrong things. We're eating the wrong food. We're going to the wrong places. My mate Dave, you gamble too much, etc., etc., etc. It's 1984. It's Big Brother, whichever way you look at it. It's Big Brother Britain. That's what this idiot, because he is crap, because he's got it wrong, he wants to do this. Well, I'd say he's been hiding for the past week or two, apart from the little visit out at Windsor where he tried to manipulate the Prime Minister, the President of the free world. I'm saying, Keir Starmer, if you had a backbone, you'd resign. How many more people within your inner circle have to go before you go? Just answer me that question. Starmer is a failure. You're paying for it. And I want to know, would you have one of these ideas on you? Henry Ives, he sent me a tweet. Let me just read this to you. It kind of sums it up. Oh, where is it? There it is. Hi, John. I've got a passport, a driving license, a national insurance number, and I've also served the Crown. I think he was a copper. If the state can't work out who I am, there's something seriously wrong with the UK civil service. Go to the top of the class. Give the pens out and the pencils out at the next lesson, Henry. Brilliant point. Sums it up completely. If you've got a comment to make, please put it at the bottom of the screen, and I'm going to come to you in a moment. I just want to add a few more things in for you. Did you see the article in The Sun? It's also in the Mail now. It's all over the internet. Guy arrives here from Afghanistan, fleeing torture, so he says. He's here for a few weeks. They actually grant him asylum, but he's just been on holiday. Guess where? Not a holiday in Cambodia by the Dead Kennedys. What a song. No, a holiday in Kabul. Where's Kabul, Gaunty? Oh, it's in Afghanistan. What, the place that he escaped from persecution? Yes. He went to Afghanistan for 8 weeks on holiday, paid for by you and me. And then the other story today in the papers. We are paying for taxes for these illegal immigrants, these criminals, to go to the doctors or the hospital. Doesn't matter how far away it is. No questions asked. It's almost like what's his name? Del Boy, isn't it? The theme tune to Only Fools and Horses. No taxes, no VAT. Yeah, it's ridiculous. We are paying not only for Starmer's failure, we're paying to be the nursemaid of the world. And most of them are swinging the lead. They're not fleeing persecution. They've just come for a better life. And I don't blame them on one level because it's a great country. But I'm sorry, there's a queue. And the queue starts back in Afghanistan or wherever you came from. We've got to get them out. And then to try and take over, Andy Burnham is circulating and talking and briefing against Starmer. He can't become the PM because he's not even an MP. But that's what they want. And bear in mind, all of this is happening on the eve of their conference. That's going to be fun, isn't it? Starts on Sunday, the Labour Party conference. I think they're in, are they in Manchester or Blackpool, one of those places? Anyway, Liverpool, I think it's in. Anyway, that's where it is. You'll put me right. My point tonight is that we've got a situation where our useless Prime Minister has put us in such a position that we're now all going to be less free. The UK is in meltdown. Labour leader Keir Starmer is facing open revolt in his own party. Also, he's got another one of his top aides. I've lost count of how many have resigned, but she's just walked out. The other guy who got him in power, he's not really answered the question about the dodgy £744,000. Yes, you heard me right. £744,000 that he can't account for. But now Starmer has the cheek to demand digital ID cards. Where's your cards? Where's your papers? For every Brit. Whilst our borders are still in chaos, meanwhile, Labour MPs are in full panic mode. Where is Starmer? He's been hiding for 2 weeks. Who is running the UK? Join me now. Let's get talking. We're going to break down the border crisis, the digital ID bombshell, and the fact that he's going to get a slapped ass because no one's going to do it. And the growing calls, I say, Starmer must resign now. Now, listen, some people are saying, do you always have to talk about Starmer? No, I don't. The moment he goes, we'll talk about something else. But I do talk about other things. But the biggest story in the UK is Starmer. Biggest story in UK politics. I say Starmer out. You should use that hashtag, by the way. Hashtag Starmer out. I'm Jon Gaunt. I'm talking about ID cards. I'm talking about the border crisis. I'm talking about chaos in Downing Street. I'm talking about the Labour Party, what's left of it. And it's your chance for you to have your say here on the Jon Gaunt Show. What a blistering opening that was. That even impressed myself. Mind you, it's weird. Look at the picture I've got. If you're watching on telly, look at the picture behind me. It's Starmer looking like a big fat pig. I think it might have been altered. Not by me. I just got the picture. But he is. He's a failure. And I'm saying underneath this, you can't probably see it from there, resign. He's got to go now. Are you with me or are you against me? Maybe you think, well, maybe it'll work. John, give it a chance. I say no. If you want to support me, by the way, very simple. Press the little $sign and donate whatever you fancy. I see somebody's already donated a tenner. I don't know who it is yet, but I'll read it out in a moment. You get your name on the screen then as well, like all these people here. Or you can go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt. Listen, I'm on fire. I'm really angry. What about you? Would you carry a ID card? Nope. Says Kevin Gooding on YouTube. Kevin, that is just brilliant. You don't need to say anything else. Just says no. Jackie Ward, I'll do my best not to be tracked by the spies in Whitehall. Well, I think that's how it will be used, like a spy. And I think it's flipping disgusting. I'm with you on that. Yes, we do need... See, I've been one of the ones saying we can't carry on where he doesn't know who's coming into the country. Yes, but the answer isn't to be put every other Brit who's never done anything wrong under surveillance, is it? The answer is the things I said earlier. Navy and Sea, Army on the beach, rip up the ECHR and stop the buggers coming. It's Easy. You've just got to have the will, the political will to do it. Starmer hasn't or won't do it. You've got to now start questioning why. Stuart Lowe, yo, and hello. I like it. It's very down with the kids. Steve says on YouTube, hi, John, great listening to you once again. Since Talk to Me Radio. Oh, sorry. Great listening to you once again. I've been listening since Talk to Me Radio. That's my own little station. I remember courting you in touch on your show with my niece on her honeymoon when terrorist van driver hit in Barcelona. Yes, Steve, I do remember that. Thank you very much indeed. Steve in Ipswich. Yeah, Talk to Me Radio was great. It was just before its time, unfortunately. But we built an audience then. We're going to build it again. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. Don't forget, the most important thing you can do is go to YouTube, Jon Gaunt TV on YouTube. A little pop-up comes up and says, do you want to subscribe? Do. It costs you nothing to subscribe. I don't know why they don't just say, do you want to join or something? I think the word subscribe puts you off. There's no cash involved. It just means then you'll be notified every time I'm doing a show. There's also hundreds of podcasts there of mine, which you then can look back on and listen to or watch or whatever you want to do. Jon Gaunt TV, press subscribe. So important. I've got nearly 5,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get 10,000, certainly before Christmas. We get that, we're in a different ball game. And by the way, we got over 1.1 million views, and I'm doing it in my back bedroom. You wouldn't know, would you, with all the technology? Elric Plays Games has just whacked in £4.50. Thank you, Elric. And they've written for free speech and our rights. That's very kind of you. I'll still keep talking if you keep paying. Thank you very much, Elric. Are you a man or a woman? I do apologise. I'd like to know. So let me know. Just say man, woman, whatever. You haven't lost your touch, mate. I'm with you 100%, says Steve on YouTube. Thank you very much indeed. Tell all your friends. Press the like button if you're enjoying the show. We've got 41 likes so far. Once we're given them, can we chuck them in the sea, Denise? This is brilliant. Seems to work for the thousands, you mean hundreds of thousands, of illegal immigrants coming here every week. Yes, Denise, good idea. Just say, I ain't got an ID card. I lost it last time I was in Margate, sir. It won't work. There's going to be, I'm not saying you should do this, but my prediction is there'll be mass civil disobedience. I don't think people want this. And I'm somebody who was in favour of ID cards when Tony Blair tried to introduce them a few years ago. I was wrong. And I'm big enough to admit I was wrong. But certainly post the COVID pandemic, I know they won't use it for good. And also, not only that, I'm not the one who's effed up, and nor are you. It's Starmer and Rishi and Boris and the lettuce. It's the political class who have got us in this position. Let them tidy up their own mess. Are you with me or against me? Stuart Lowe on Facebook, he says, I'm with you, Gaunty. Thank you. Labour are already dead on YouTube, says Roseth22. Put them in pontins, says John Ryan. Well, you know what, John? There is a load of old pontins, but I think that's too good for them. I wouldn't do it. Henry Ives, who I mentioned earlier on Twitter, he'd written something, but he's now repeated it here. So I'm going to read it again because it's right on the money. He says, I've got a passport, a driving license, national insurance number, and I've served the Crown. If the state can't work out who I am, there's something seriously wrong with the UK civil service. Henry, agree with you 100%. I don't even think coppers would like this, you know. I don't even think they'd like it. Show us your papers. No. Up yours. Right, Linda Davis. I'd love you to be Prime Minister, says Linda. Oh, thank you, Linda. That's very kind of you. I can't afford... No, I used to say on Talk Radio, I can't afford the wage cut, but I could now, for certain. Be more than what I'm earning. But I don't want to become one of them. I just don't want to become one of them. Let's take another comment. Elric Plays Games. Again, agree, Henry. She or he is agreeing with Henry Ives, saying we don't need it. UFO Enigma. This can't go on. I agree with you. Something's got to give, I reckon. But I was wondering, UFO Enigma whether we were going to get, on the eve of the conference, his resignation. I mean, I've been praying for it, of course, to Mecca. I've been praying for it, but it's not happened. And it looks like he's still not going to go. The man is a glutton for punishment. Johnny Roberts' ID cards is another step towards rejoining the EU. Starmer is obsessed in positioning himself in the EU ivory tower. Choo-choo! Yeah, like the Kinnocks, he wants to get on the gravy train. Did you see the Welsh windbag? He's suddenly come out from under his stone and he's saying, we've got to rejoin the EU. Why? Is your frigging pension not big enough? And of course, your wife, God rest her soul, no, she passed away, but your wife was on a huge pension from there as well, wasn't she? Oh, and your son, and your daughter-in-law. Choo-choo! Choo-choo! Let's get on the gravy train. Thank you, Mr. Kinnock. When we need your views, we'll ask you. Otherwise, the F up. Right, where are we going? UFO Enigma says it's the WEF manifesto. I'm not sure about that, but I thank you for your comments. Zoran Somoveski. I like this person. Just started to follow him. We are the same mindset. That's nice to hear. On Facebook. Where are you from with that name? Don't tell me Bradford. But no, honestly, I'm interested where you're listening. No compliance, says Annette Locke. I think a lot of people might say that. I'm not suggesting you should, but I'm just telling you what people are saying today. He thinks he's doing a good job, says John Ryan. Yeah, he's the most deluded in history. How can he think he's doing a good job? He's had to hide away for 2 weeks. Scared stiff, scared of the press, even scared of Beth Rigby, scared of the broadcasters, scared of people like me, definitely, and scared of you. He's hidden away ever since Mandelson was revealed as the nonce's best chum. Yum, 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 yum. They all make me sick. What have I told you before? And I'm telling you again now. They are all self-serving pigs with their snouts in the trough. Oink, oink, oink. Let's go. Private Josie, B32. We demand an election. And no, I will refuse. I guess when you say refuse, you're refusing the card. Thank you for your comments. Very good of you. And thank you for the £5. He's just donated £5 by pressing that $sign. God, the contributions are coming in today. Thank you very much indeed. Where should we go next? Ronald Much. No chance, he says. No chance. And here's a £10 donation. If you believe in spirit boxes, I watch Huff Paranormal, and the spirits are saying that in 2030 there will be no water, no food, and there'll be a worldwide war. Who knows? Well, I'd normally slag you off and say that's a load of garbage, but I wouldn't necessarily bet against it at the moment, my friend. As Private Yosi is just thrown in £10. Thank you so much. And it's interesting what you're saying. Thank you for that. Where am I going now? Starmer is a flat-out traitor. Why is he still in power is beyond my comprehension, says Zoran. Thank you, Zoran, again. Lynn Cooper, he can stick it, I think she means the digital ID card, where the sun don't shine. Stop it. You're trying to make me say something rude. A single entendre, and I'm not going to do it. I don't want to get arrested by the stormtroopers. I don't want them kicking down my front door, although publicity would be good, wouldn't it? I'll get the subscribers up then. Don't forget, if you can tonight, make sure you press the subscribe button. It's on the screen, dead easy to do, or just go to Jon Gaunt TV if you're listening on a podcast on YouTube and subscribe. Then you get information about all my podcasts, all my broadcasts, and you'll never miss a thing. Hi, John. It's BS about digital ID stopping the dinghies. You're right. Of course it is, Craig. It's absolute garbage. It won't stop them. It doesn't stop them at the moment. And it doesn't stop them because the other thing is, if you're applying for a new job, you got to have digital ID. That's going to be the law, right? And if you want to rent a house, you got to have digital ID. It ain't stopping them at the moment, is it? They just get here. Somebody buys them a bike. Oh, I wonder who that could be. And they pay back the bike over several weeks and they start delivering for the big food delivery companies. It's not a lie. It's true. The other lie that they're trying to slag off Nigel Farage today because he said this thing about some immigrants, some of these illegal immigrants are eating swans. I've got to tell you, there was a story. There was a story in what's happened there? I've lost the picture. Let's cancel that. There we go. Yeah, there we are. I'm back. There was a story that they're eating the swans. Well, I'm telling you, a few years ago now, that was happening in Stratford-upon-Avon. They were killing swans. And the thing about carp, I know that for sure. Because when I used to walk along the canals every day, you'd see the guys pulling out fish. And I used to think it was funny because normally when you go fishing in the canal, you don't pull out anything or take anything back, do you, apart from an old bike? Stop it. You're trying to make me be naughty. Bill Greenwood. Great head, sorry. Digital ID it's not his idea, it's Tony Blair's idea. So is Tony Blair the real Prime Minister? Yes, I think you might be right. It's a bit like who's been pulling his strings? Mandelson. He loves pulling things, doesn't he? From what I hear. Stop it. You're making me do it again. Pete Dawson. All what he is doing is only going to end one way, and it's not going to be nice. Thank you, Pete. Oh, Emma, good friend of mine. I have a passport and a birth certificate. I don't need any other ID. That's Emma Louise Bauer. Yeah, but I've been reading your updates on Facebook, Emma. You would need it. I'll tell you why. You've lost so much bloody weight, people won't recognise you. Congratulations. You've done a great job. Well done. I'm proud of you. Let's move on. Annette Locke. Will the immigrants, or the migrants, get them? And if so, how can that happen? Apparently, they threw their passports and paid. I love my listeners and my viewers because this is absolute logic. It's brilliant. Apparently, they threw their passports and papers away. So what they're saying is, we do not know who they are, so we will accept what they say, and then we don't have to check them out. You're absolutely on the bullet there. Of course. So it'll probably end up that all us Brits, all of us who have paid taxes for all of these flip-flop people, we'll be the ones getting done, but not them. Oh, I haven't got any papers. I've only just landed in the country. It's ludicrous. Not thought through, like everything with Starmer. The guys... Right, let's move on. Hang on a minute. I've got so many people writing in. Me board's all confused. I do apologise. I'm not having a digital ID. No way. Then we'll be perpetually trapped once they've been implemented. The government can kiss my Khyber. I like that. Kiss my Khyber. All right, very good. Thank you very much indeed, Graham Hatton on Facebook. Where are we going next? Be like the Prisoner TV programme. Patrick McGowan. Escape and the balloon will get you. Yeah, I am not a number. I tell you what, have you ever been? Is it called Port Miriam? Something like that, isn't it? Down in Wales. Me and Lisa went there. We didn't stay there, but we went there. It's got a weird aura. I used to love that program. That's a real 60s, 70s program, wasn't it? They made it up as they went along, really. Brilliant telly. Loved it. And he was a superb actor. Thanks for bringing back that memory. Is it called Port Miriam? Something like that. Daz Wellings. Daz, got to thank you. You've made a contribution the other day. Thank you. Evening, Gaunty. What with the Online Safety Act and now ID cards, it's all to control us Brits. I'm going to emigrate to North Korea because it can't be as bad as this. That's a nice one. Robert Robinson says, F no. I think you can work out what the word is used on Facebook. Stuart Lowe, a better life is making all our lives worse. Thank you. Don't need an ID. I've already got a bus pass and a passport, says Angie Barnes. Thank you, Angie. I tell you one thing, we're moving at pace tonight on this show, aren't we? 55 likes, brilliant. Loads of listeners, superb. If you want to get on, give us a little comment now and you'll get on. I'll try and get everybody in before the end. Oh, mind you, I've got to watch EastEnders again tonight. Did you see it? Oh, I'm loving it at the moment. Andy Burnham will not be PM as he has to win a by-election and he has to be a reform candidate first. And I can't see that happening. It's a fair point, Steve. I can't either. Thank you for making it. Shared in the Bolton area, says Stuart Lowe. This is Private Yosi and his donation. What they're going to do when millions just donated £10 by pressing that dollar sign. I really appreciate it. Thank you. What they're going to do when millions refuse Send us all to jail. Sorry, but the jails are full with all the illegals. Stop our banks. Well, okay, then the government don't get our money. This is the Fabian Society. Lots of people been saying that recently, Private. Thank you very much indeed for your comment. And thank you very much also for your donation of a tenner. Brilliant, brilliant. Elrek plays games. I wonder how much Labour thinks we're going to pay for the privileges of this ID. That's a good point. Yeah, I bet you have to pay for the card. Because you have to pay for everything else, don't you? Change your driving license. Pay. And it's always the decent, silent majority who do pay. Lots of other people just get freebies. Like this thing with the taxes. They're getting taxes. No one's checking what the taxes are for. You're paying for it. It's like the guy who's gone on holiday in Kabul. He's having a holiday in Afghanistan, but he fled Afghanistan and he got asylum here, but he's gone back. He's had an 8-week luxury holiday, according to the Sun and the Daily Mail. Why are we allowing this? Why? It's obvious. And all this thing. Oh, there's another one today. He can't be sent back to France because he might be tortured. I mean, the French are many things, but they've got a civilized society. But some Burke in the Home Office has accepted that as an excuse. It's just mental. Tell you what, we know who's running the show with digital IDs, says Annette Locke. Good point, Annette. Brian Potter says Starmer sweeps every dodgy thing under his Persian carpet. Yes, he does. I don't know. Yep, that's not flying anytime soon. I don't think either, says. I think you're relating to that. Fine. Try and fine us £1,000 each, because we're all going to refuse to pay that as well. Thank you. Annette Locke says, my hair is sticking up with anger. I like that. I like that line. That's a good one. Where are we going next? Let me try and get somebody who's not been on so far. Valerie Shilton, not Stilton. Stilton would be better, but anyway, I love Stilton. Oh, with great cheese. Any legitimate British citizen has enough ID already. Birth certificate, NHS number, national insurance number, driving license, and a passport. How much more do they want? Not only is this unnecessary for legitimate British citizens, I feel it's against our human rights. What more do they want? We're not the illegal ones. Valerie Shilton, that is a brilliant comment. But that's always the way, isn't it? Have you noticed this? They make laws for the minority rather than the majority. Now, I'm all for inclusion, yeah? And if somebody's got two daddies and not a mummy or two mummies, I'm all for that and saying that's okay, yeah? But it's when they start making the law so that if you're just like a normal person, and by normal, I mean part of the normal lot, you seem to be getting prejudiced against. That ain't right, is it? That's not equality. That's just not equality. We're equal but different. I'll agree to that one, Jon Gaunt. Don't be on about there, Sharon, but thank you very much indeed for it on Facebook. Kerry Freeman, nope, they can stop it. Thank you. On Facebook, she's talking about the ID card. He will be something, a millionaire. Titch, 1971. I can't quite read that, so send it again. The government don't own the bank I use. It's owned by the customers, so good luck. Well, hang on a minute. Did you see the story about the Inland Revenue? The Inland Revenue, if you owe them cash, they've now got this policy where they can go into your bank account after they've warned you and take money out, whether you like it or not. And you know what the logical extension of that will be? Well, we'll just estimate your money every year and we'll take that at the beginning of the year and then we'll rectify it later. I don't like this idea. I don't like it at all. That's why I pay in cash most of. Also because I'm skint and I ain't got no cash, but I usually use cash. I don't think I've got a credit card. I've got one in Lisa's name, but I haven't got one. And long may that be the case, because you don't need it, guys. You really don't. They want control. Oh, I've got to say, have you seen my extensive notes? Look, on the back of a piece of paper. Credit cards, debit cards. Romanians who have been sent back, they get $2,000 to go back. You know about this. When they boast, we sent back 30,000 people. Well, you didn't really send them back. You bribed them and gave them money. Well, okay. But I think it was the Sun, it might have been the Mail, one of the papers today, had pictures of them giving them the cards. And the cards, they put the money on it. It'd be a bit like me putting some money on my daughter's cards when she's at university. Don't worry, I'll send you the cash. But it'd be in there now. And you can do it instantly, can't you, on PayPal or whatever? Our frigging government is doing that with your cash. It's madness. I've got to ask one more question as well, just to really wind you up. Can you remember when we were actually consulted about whether we wanted to deal with the dinghy boys, the flip-flop warriors, that we were willing to do this, that we wanted to do this, we wanted to give them this money, we wanted to give them a free NHS benefit straight away, hot and cold running benefits? Were we? Oh, we want them to have that house in Nuneaton, which could have been all right for our kids. No, yeah. I'm sure they asked us, didn't they, the government? And all the government. See, I'm not just getting at Starmer. And this is what winds people up. This is what leads to resentment. And is Starmer going to explain all this tomorrow, I wonder, when he talks about digital ID? The guy, I think, and I mean this in a metaphorical sense, you've got to be careful what you say at the moment, he's got a death wish, a political death wish. Why would he think it's a good idea to talk about ID cards this week? He's got the brain of a rocking horse, or there's an agenda. The government don't own the bank. I've just read that one. Pam Millett, Pam, thank you. You supported me the other day as well. I'm 100% with you. Thank you. She says, Big Brother is coming. Big Brother's already come, Pam. Big Brother is already in the house, so to speak. Mick Smith says, good evening. Good evening. Where am I next? Bill Greathead. How can they keep our data safe? Well, they couldn't. Every day there's a data breach somewhere. So given the lies Starmer already has under his belt, I don't believe this digital ID will be hack-proof. No, nor do I. I mean, when even the co-op can get hacked, right? And now at the moment, JLR, Jaguar, Range Rover, they've been hacked, haven't they? Loads of lads have been laid off. Serious stuff. I'm worried about these drones over Denmark as well, over the airports. Something's going on. I'm telling you as well, we're not being told the whole truth. I'm not a tin hat merchant guy. You know I'm not. But I just think now that it's all getting beyond me. Thank you. Elrek is a retired man. Thank you. I didn't know whether you're a man or a woman, but now I know. I'm fine. Who's that picture of? And your avatar. Anyway, it's good stuff. Henry Ives, he says, China's social credit system from a bunch of champagne socialists. It's our worst nightmare. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Henry, you're on form, you are. You kicked this all off. Titch says the join is 99p. What, to join me? It's not. It's 99p if you want to be a member, which I don't understand, but on YouTube, and it's $2.99 if you want to be a super fan or something. But just to be a subscriber, it's free. But anyway, I'll check that. Well, no, I don't need to. I know I'm right and you're wrong. We should all identify as a child now. What would they do about that? It'd have to go to court. Well done. That is a brilliant one. Yeah, we should play the flip-flop game, shouldn't we? Oh, no, you can't arrest me. It's against my human rights. I'm a fridge. I'm a whatever. We can block this forever. We should play like that, yeah. Oops. Good evening, John. Give him an inch and I'll take a mile regarding digital ID. You are right. Jack Gall's fitness vlog. I don't want this. I'll happily go to jail for it. Thank you, my friend. What's this one saying? Les says, bullshit Starmer wants to follow you 24/7. A spy in your own home has nothing to do with the scumbags in Britain. Sorry. A spy in your own home. It's got nothing to do with the scumbags in Britain. Les, I've got to agree with you. It's like, have you seen that other? I haven't had a chance to talk about this. They're now proposing 9p a mile to cut congestion that you'd have to pay for every mile you drive. How much more money do they want to take off people who are paying taxes? It's like giving somebody a dog tag, says Titch. You're right, Titch. Nice one. Daz Wellens, keep talking, Gaunty, giving us the truth. And he's thrown in a £5. He's one of my biggest contributors. He's always chucking in money. Daz, make sure you can afford it, but I'm sure you can. But thank you very much indeed. I think tonight is going to be the best night we've ever had for donations while I'm on air. So thank you, Daz. Another £5 towards the cause. Got to rejoin the EU where you can get stuffed, says Steve Palmer. Top man. Gillian says, sign the petition. Do not introduce ID cards at YouGov petitions. Yeah, it's worth doing, but they just ignore them, don't they? That's the bottom line. This will be people on the street that will stop this. They will. And also, hopefully, the British press. I see the Daily Mail are already slagging the idea off. It's a ridiculous idea, especially at this point. What's the time? 11 minutes past 7. Don't forget, EastEnders, my favourite. It's me guilty pleasure at the moment. I've read out that one. Private Josie, he gave a tenner earlier, and he talked about spirit boxes. Thank you very much indeed for that. Michael Yates, is Starmer following instructions from his bosses at the World Economic Forum? He can do one, says Michael Yates. Well, I'm beginning to feel that these people have been going on about the WEF. They might be right. And I was poo-pooing them. So I think I'm going to have to apologise again. I apologised last night about Coventry City. 100% buddy, says Dave Kirk, and he says Starmer out. Yeah, listen, in all your tweets and that, put hashtag Starmer out. All one word, Starmer out. It's really beginning to trend. And that's just another way of just digging, having a dig. Ian Callan, I'd be scared of Beth Rigby. Thank you. She's actually not bad, actually. She's a working class girl from Essex who's done well for herself. But I mentioned earlier, didn't I? He's scared of Beth Rigby. Thank you. Well, she's a little bit tougher than most of the people in mainstream, lamestream media, isn't she? I'm going to refuse the ID2, says Hugo on YouTube. Stuart Lowe says he's got 3 sheep. I think I know what you're saying. Gonna be like the poll tax, which was scrapped after a while. Yeah, it was. It brought down Margaret Thatcher. I actually agreed with the poll tax. I thought it was a fairer way of doing local authority taxation. But it was very unpopular. You're right. If they send the card via mail, I'll simply respond on the envelope, return to sender. Thank you, Steve. They'll get you one way or another. They can run, but they can't hide, says Titch. Crag says on YouTube, John, I've got a question. What will happen if the company making the digital ID cards gets hacked with all our personal information? Well, it'll be a disaster. It'll be a nightmare. But Starmer will be long gone. Starmer will be having a job at the EU by now, won't he? Living in Tuscany or somewhere, drinking his cool Chianti. Yeah, I don't know. They make me sick. Dave Kirk says Stormtroopers is a brilliant image. It's not mine. I nicked it off somebody else, but it is a good term. John, I totally agree with you about that. Thank you. Kerry Freeman is also laughing at Stormtroopers. Yeah, thank you. I can't claim credit for everything I say, but normally if somebody says something good on here, I'll try and use it because why not? Get it to a bigger audience. And anyway, everybody's ripping off. I mean, what was I watching the other night? It was almost a copy of my program from last week. I was either watching it or listening to it. But it's like, like tribute acts. They haven't quite got the bollocks. It's that kind of thing. I don't know why don't they just employ me? If they want an audience, every radio station I ever went on, the audience went up. But I'm trouble with a capital T. Mark Baker, I've already got digital ID, my driving license. It's funny. It seems to have got lost in the post. Thank you very much indeed. Jim Garfield, another big supporter of the Jon Gaunt show here. He just sent a £5 in by clicking the little $sign. Jim, thank you again. You are one of my main donators. Starmer is desperate to introduce ID cards, but the timing is clearly a distraction technique. He's frit re the £744,000 donation that went missing. And that leak signed Yum Yum. Jim, you bang on the money. It is a distraction because Morgan McSweeney, or whatever his name is, he is in the shit up to his chin. And therefore, by implication, so is Starmer. And it's ridiculous because it's like the other things. When with corruption or anything that's a bit dodgy, it's not the actual act you ever get done on. It's when you try to cover it up. Do you know what I mean? So I think you're right. And there's big questions to be answered. And they're refusing to answer them. But he's hoping, you see. See, that's the thing. This guy I was talking to in the cafe this morning, he basically said to me, what's he talking about then? Sorry, it's just gone. He was talking about he doesn't want the ID, but he was then, it'll come back to me. Give me a moment. I'm having a senior moment here. I can't remember what I was going to say. Anyway, I'll come back and I'll say that later. All right. That'll make you keep listening and watching to the end, won't it? What's that? Everything can be hacked. Research about a hacked Flipper Zero. Research Ryan Montgomery. He shows you how you can set up your own free Wi-Fi and anyone can use it. You can access everything about them. Everything, says Private Josie. So he's not convinced that it wouldn't be hacked. Thank you for that. It seems so outrageous that this useless government want to track us, but the illegals can come and go as they please. It's ridiculous. Well said. Well said. Starmer was spouting on Midlands today about JLR. Didn't watch it properly because I watched this live. All talk and no action with that cretin as usual. Everything, nothing will get done. Well, I really feel sad for the boys and girls at JLR. I mean, they've had to put up with that idiot who's just left, who made them go all woke. Oh, it's a car. We're better making all trendy and whatever, yeah, all woke. And now they're laid off. They ain't got no work because some twat has hacked their systems. Co-op got hacked, didn't it, as well? Marks and Spencer's got hacked. Poaching fish from the local reservoirs, says Stuart Lowe. I wouldn't fancy eating anything you got out of the cut myself, but there we are. Starmer is, Daswell says, Starmer is actually evil. He hates the UK. Well, I don't know if he's evil, but I don't think he's a big fan of the UK. I think that's got to be said. Hi, John. ID cards tomorrow, then CBDC, followed by CCP style, social control. We've already got an ID on our NI number. You need that for employment, etc., says Niven Casey. Thank you, Niven. You'll be late on parade today. You're on Jankers tomorrow. You're digging out the latrines. If we can't stop the boats, we should pop the boats, says Steve Kirk. Yeah, but I really don't want to take it out on the individuals because they're only doing what you'd do and I'd do. If I lived in some godforsaken shithole and I could get out, I would. That's why you need a deterrent. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not about the individual, honestly. And some of them, they show such ingenuity. They might be great to have as part of our population. Emma Bauer says, thanks, John. I've got £4 to lose and I've lost 7 stone. Emma, you've done brilliantly, love. Absolutely brilliantly. Huh? Got to be careful, though. Don't go too far. Don't get to the point where there's more meat on a butcher's pencil than on you. All right, look after yourself. Let's go. She's been on a big diet and she's done really well. Remember the Truman Show? Oh, I love that film, says Private Josie. Looks very similar to what is happening in England, right? Have you put another £5 in? Calm down. You're putting too much in. Let other people have a go. Come on. Everybody else, money in. Or do the buy me a beer afterwards. No, I wouldn't. I'm never going to carry a card, says Carol Howard. She is on Facebook. No, she was on YouTube. Titch, I have to pay road tax on my 8 miles per hour mobility scooter. No, you're lying because it's roadworthy. But they're electric scooters and bikes which go at 25 miles an hour, don't pay a penny. I never knew that, Titch. That's a really interesting point. I'll try and get that in the newspapers for you. Kerry Freeman, he's let the migrants in so easily so he can press for the ID. He's got no reason otherwise. That's a good point, Kerry. I think you're probably right. I heard it's 60 quid, this ID card, says Daz Wellings. I'm not sure about that. Daz. You will have to pay for it. You watch. I just hope tomorrow that the mainstream media in that press room, when he does all this, then he takes questions. I hope somebody calls him out for it big time. I'll be doing a show. Don't normally do a show on Friday, but it depends when he announces. I am going to the Boozer at 5:00. If it announces it before, I'll do a show, right? But otherwise, I'll do it Saturday or Sunday. So, because Friday, it's me mental health. Everybody else plays the mental health card. I'm playing it. I need to have a chat with my mates, boys, about boys things. Football, drinking, rugby, birds, booze. You know what it's like, lads. We're well behaved with it. We've all got, well, I was going to say we've all got proper jobs. Well, they have. I haven't. Did you hear about this story? Communist spy files after joining the Czechoslovakia work camp during the Cold War. Starmer winning the election was planned years ago. How hasn't this been investigated? Everyone is corrupt. Well, maybe they have investigated it and they thought it was rubbish. I don't know, Private Yosi. Thank you for that. Starmer is finished, says Jack Gould's fitness vlog. You're correct. He's not going to come back from this. I agree with you. £2,000 on a card. They get back, then straight back on the boats. Precisely. We give them £2,000 to go back to Romania or wherever they come from, and they just get the next boat back out. It's just nonsense. Darren Cummings, I like this. Kim Rongun Starmer can stick it up his ass. Thank you very much indeed. Stop it. I know what you want me to say, but listen, let's all think about it at the same time. Okay, now let's move on. So we've all had the same thought. We don't actually have to say it and get into trouble, do we? I urge everyone to write to their MP, informing them you're against the digital ID card and you will not be having one, says Jackie. Yeah, good point, Jackie, but they'll do sweet FA, won't they? They just do sweet FA. Elrac's making a really good point. He says, I'm a sovereign citizen. I'm not under Starmer's law. I agree with you. John, it's going to cost us all a fortune. Yes, it is, Crag. Daz says, Gaunchy, quick question. Do you have contact with David Vance? Great guy. Hopefully you can get him on. David Vance. Oh, David in Belfast. Yeah, I've got his number. I've not spoken to him in ages and ages, ever since I was ill. But yeah, I should get him on the program. I'll tell you the weird thing is, a guy who was a part of the American government, I had him on before, I won't say his name on here, he actually wrote to me last night saying, I was watching your YouTube in Washington, and he said, I'd like to come on again. Would you be interested? Right? Next week, I'm going to do it. I didn't reply to. I played that game where you don't reply immediately because you look too keen, and then I forgot. So I've got to do it tomorrow, but I'm going to get him on because we've not had any guests really recently, have we? So I will start getting the guests on and mixing and matching it. But David would be a great guest. You're right. Although I don't agree with all his ideas. But anyway, especially not on COVID. And I don't want to get into a big debate about COVID. Right? Hi, John. Another angle here is it could take several years to implement, thus putting off having to solve the problem of the boats. Oh, Niven, you are bright. They would then drop the scheme as being unworkable, and thus it'd be back to business as usual. I love that. Where are we going next? Niven case. Oh, just had you. Well, I'll read this one out anyway. Andy Burnham is further to the left of Starmer, so expect more sixth form ideology. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's what I was saying earlier, Niven. If Andy Burnham is the answer, what was the bloody question? Lee Davis says, slave world incoming. Always the agenda is a disgrace. It's a totalitarian left mindset. Thank you for that. Can a hacker stop them from working in the first place? Kerry, I like your style. That's Kerry Freeman on Facebook. What's this one? Gaunchy, I can't afford it, but you're worth it. Oh, it's because of Daz Wellings. He's been giving me money most days, and I've said, just be careful. Make sure you can feed your family. Kev out. John needs to be on mainstream media. He does. You're right. Oh, this one? Yeah. It ain't going to happen. So let's just give up on that. Let's just try and make this work for me. I don't know. Shut up, John. You don't want just because see a lot of people in radio and the media, they don't understand jokes. So if you make a joke about it, say, oh, we'll work with them, then you won't, because they wouldn't take you on. Because have I told you this? Most managers in TV, well, all managers, and in radio, now I'm going off what they just don't want anyone to challenge them. And I'm a bit challenging, aren't I? Most people love the COVID vaccine, says Auto. We're not going there. No card would equal a blocked bank account. Moonhawk, I think you're right. That's where it would end up. There's lots of people here who've already had many comments, so I'm not going to read them. I'm just going to, because I need to cut to the quick here. It's 1926 and I ain't even watched bloody EastEnders yet. Can't believe all this is happening, to be honest, says Dark Angel. Yeah, it's a bit like a dystopian nightmare, isn't it, as they call it. Trump didn't need a digital card to stop illegals. Exactly. What ID will we have to show to get this ID card? JP, brilliant. You couldn't make it up. I'm not going to comply. Thank you for that. Kevin Barnfield. Gaunty just did an investigation. You don't pay road tax for mobility scooters or even e-scooters or e-bikes, but I think they should. Where does the road tax go if it's not being spent on the roads? I think the point that guy was making is his disability scooter you do if it's roadworthy. You know, some of these people have got them and they're just on the pavements. He's saying his goes on a road, so he has to pay. But I think his main point, I'm not disputing what you're saying, we'll need to have a look into it. His main point was, well, why don't the people on the scooters have to pay it? And I think that's a brilliant point. Titch, he's just become Titch 1971, become a YouTube member. Yeah, you can do that. Like I say, you can go to Jon Gaunt TV and you can just subscribe, which means you get, told when I'm on and all the rest of it, and you get access to everything. Or you can become a member or a fan or something like that. I've never really looked into it. It's $1.99 or 99p, and a super fan is another £1 on top. And then, because I'm going to start doing some broadcasts which will only be for members. That's the idea of it. But to be honest with you, I haven't really looked into it because I've been too busy just trying to make this work and, fighting I'm not going to go about mental health because, fighting my demons to get back. And I don't know, who is it? Mick Smith, one of my oldest mates, Mick the taxi driver. Yeah. He used to come and help me out when I was working in London. He came on tour with us, came to the United States of America. He said, he emailed me the other night, 2 nights ago, and said, flipping heck, he said, you're back on top form. And it meant a lot because I was thinking I was, but then when somebody who knows you and has seen you and knows how to do it, and because he does radio himself, so he knows how complicated and difficult it is to do what I do here. Well, I've got no script, no nothing, and I'm not even got anyone helping me. I'm just getting all the people coming in, and I'm just taking them and speaking to them and doing all the rest of it as well. Anyway, so Mick, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Right, I'm finished. 29 minutes past 7. Hopefully Lisa's pressed R. I'm going to go. Thank you very much for making that such a great show. 65 likes. That's brilliant. Hundreds of people and thousands still watching, which is fantastic. If you want to help now after the show ends, www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt. Anything from a £5 upwards, please. Or you can still press that little, what do you call it, $sign and send me a super sticker or a sticker or whatever they're called. Anything you want. Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. Lisa actually said, you're doing very well today. She's like young Mr. Grace out of, what's it called? What was that called? The department store with Wendy, what's the name in it? Wendy Craig, what's it called? Jimmy Perry and David Croft. Are you being served? Yeah, brilliant. And I've just got to say, I've forgotten what I was going to tell you earlier. That's going to bug me all night. So I'll tell you tomorrow what that was. Are you being served, says Darren Cummins? A bit late, Darren, but thank you. Jackie Ward, I can never finish until Jackie sends me the 3 red hearts. And then there's the other lady who normally sends me the sky blue one, but she's obviously not listening tonight, but she's fine. Daz Welling says, what? Gaunty, just go live all night. No, thanks. No, thanks. Darren Cummings, that's funny. I'm free. Yeah, you wouldn't be allowed to do that anymore, would you? Gee, or talk about Mrs. Slocum's pussy. Anyway, that's enough. I shall see you tomorrow then, hopefully during the day, if it breaks. If not, I'm definitely doing one Sunday, but I might well do one Saturday instead, although I did want to go and watch Coventry defeat the Brummies, but we'll see. Right, until we do meet again, if you've got kids, please give them a hug, give them a kiss, and don't forget to tell them you love them. And thank you for spreading the word about my show. Don't forget to join Jon Gaunt TV on YouTube. Press the subscribe button. It doesn't cost a penny, that. And I'll see you soon. All the best. Bye.